Alright, welcome to Group B, Classic 24 Hours of Daytona. You got your classic BMWs here, 3-liter CXLs, right here and here. Getting ready to go here about 8 o'clock, so. Lots of Porsche 911s here. Try and get out of the way, not get run over. Here's a 935 KA2. Jaguar. I told you I'm doing Robert. To get ready to go, we go down here. Here we go. You'll see every car take off. Probably like in a minute or two, so maybe a little bit. These are mostly prototypes and Porsches from the mid-70s up into the early 80s. Those prototype Porsches like you saw earlier were mostly from the early 80s. Like the orange Jägermeister car and the yellow Whittington car, those are from the 80s. So they just informed all the cars to turn them all on, make sure they're all on, make sure your headlights work because they're mandatory night races. You can see they're talking to the driver here, make sure everything's correct on their gauges, because you can't see the gauges, it's kind of hard at night, especially when they're race prepping. So this is the lady that directs the car traffic to go out. Alright, she's telling them, get ready to go here. There we go. stay tuned. I'm gonna come over here to the try over here. You'll see him go to the International Horseshoe. Just stay with me here. So they do like a 1 pace lap, and then they'll go to the green flag. So right now they're just coming out of the pits and then on pit road. Pit road comes out like over here somewhere, and then you'll see them do like a pace lap, a full pace lap, and then there'll be a green flag. So let me march over here and get this. Kind of hard to see them on live because I can't zoom in, but they'll be coming back around in a second. So this is the International Horseshoe. This pit exit. It goes to International Horseshoe. It goes right here. It goes all the way back around. There's a kink here, and then it goes like another horseshoe where they're at right now. They go back on the banking, the turn 1, go all the way back around. Back here there's a bus stop. It's like a little chicane, and it goes back on turn 3 and all the way back turn 3 and 4, all the way to start finish line, and then back down to 1 and 2 on the road course is a straight, like kind of like a hairpin turn almost, and then comes back around in this way. So it's a big huge workhorse in the middle of this 2.5 mile oval. But just give it a second. I'll be back around in a second. There's actually a pretty decent crowd today. I mean, for what the conditions are and COVID and all that stuff, it's actually a pretty decent crowd for this event. In past years, it's been a lot crowder, but not bad. So they're in turn 3 right now, so it shouldn't be too long before we go green here, so just bear with me. Okay, they're on the front stretch, so it should be going green like any time now.
Then it's the BMW Twins, Heritage Motorsports, number 42 with Nick York and David Russell.
All right, here we go. We just went green.
Should be a green battle continuing between County
And they're in turn 1. Should be any second now.
Gregory.
Here we go.
As last time around, there was only 37 seconds.
Alright, since you're still watching, it's going to be a while before they come back around again. How about I take you on a garage tour here. Here's the pace car. Going back into its original spot where it should be when the caution comes out.
Full throttle, full throat now as they'll
As you see with this event, is a lot different compared to like the Rolex 24. You got a lot of historic cars here, from sports car history, NASCAR history, many different types of forms of racing. We have lots of varieties, like this Pinto right here. Like it got bashed in the wall earlier today. This car was, I was also here on Thursday. This car was running turn on last, but it looked like it hit the wall. So, a lot going on here. Also, you have many different budgets, but they can still run in the same class, like this Trans Am Sunoco. Try to put things in perspective here. These are also a Porsche K12 935. You got a Corvette Stingray right here. 962 Porsche right there. I'll make my way around. This probably out of all the garages, probably like the best setup out of as far as cars go. Here's the CTSV. These used to run in the American Le Mans series where like Johnny O'Connell was the driver, and he was a former Corvette driver as well. The same team, Pratt and Miller, they used to make the Corvette race car, used to make these CTSVs for the American Le Mans series. I remember seeing these cars when they were new on the circuit, so it's pretty, it kind of puts me in age here because I'm like, I remember when this car was new and here it is at a historical event. So, puts things in perspective. But judging, I'm pretty sure it has the same engine as the Corvette, like the C7R race car. So, here's another BMW M6. Probably the largest car on the track. A lot of memes about those cars. Here's some Porsches. If you're into the, not my favorite kind of Porsches, but I mean, they are what they are. Here's the Porsche 911 Cup car. There's a vintage 911, air cooled. Another 911. They tripped the whole drivetrain out. They just put it back in recently here. So here's the whole drivetrain. Which these are pretty easy to do. Take the whole thing comes right out, just like a Volkswagen. There's an Audi R8. These ran in the Grand Am series. Here's something you guys will love. Here's a Nissan Skyline R34 from the Super GT series, and they also raced in the Rolex 24 back in the early 90s. And of course, it's right-hand drive. Another Porsche Boxer. There you go. Those iconic taillights. Aston Martin Vantage. There's another 911, older one from the early 90s. I don't know the 911 series offhand, but here's a Ford Falcon. I think it has a big block in it, a Ford big block, if I'm not mistaken. Another 970 Porsche. There's a Jaguar E-Type. Probably one of my favorite cars of the whole weekend right here. You can see all the downdraft carburetors right here. All these holes right here. Those are all these holes right here, those are all carburetors. So he has 3 two-barrel carbs. And here's a Lola T70, which is like an earlier prototype from the late 60s, early 70s. They raced here at Daytona and Le Mans and Sebring. Very awesome car. It has small block Chevy in it. Carbureted. Now I'll take you to this side of the garage. There's a BMW 3-liter CSL. Very legendary car. It's probably my all-time favorite BMW race car. Very nice. Here's another Lola T70. Small block Chevy powered. Another early 911 Porsche from like 65, 64. The Aston Martin Vantage. Probably the coolest pit area in the whole lineup. With a 69 D28 Camaro. I think it has a big block in it. And over here is the Camaro 65, Corvette 65 convertible. Driven by Ray Evernham. I think he owns both these cars. But here's the 65 Camaro Corvette convertible Stingray. Very fast car. He won his first race here this weekend on Thursday, so really nice looking car. Now we'll go over here. Here's a couple Porsches. They've been working on this car all weekend. They even had the motor out on Thursday. They had to put the whole new motor in it. 928 Porsche. It's an earlier 911, like 60, late 60s. Here's another Lola over here, T70. As you can tell, look at these exhaust pipes.
Sail to try and catch the number 94
straight
car.
exhaust pipes right here.
And not let Meeker get too far out in
Very
front.
cool stuff.
As Meeker now has an 8-second lead over the 46.
Take you over here to this BMW M4 D4. You see these in the these race in Grand Am, and they also race in IMSA. Body kit was actually the race car, how they were. The rear diffuser down here. Very light and agile cars. Look over here to the Porsche 911. These are what RSRs. What what you normally see in the IMSA series now. It's kind of like the lower series, not like the WeatherTech series, but the series below it. Kind of like the Pilot Challenge. That's what you see in that, the Porsche Cup series. You have another prototype, LMP2, open cockpit. They're more moving to the closed cockpit now for safety. I'll show you this Porsche 962 over here. Here is that better view of that Stingray. Kind of like a late 60s Stingray. Late 60s Stingray. And here's that Porsche 962. I think it won its class earlier today, but I'm not positive. We gotta take it to the other garage since we got more viewers now. There you go. Buick 3.8. Get over here for a second. For that prototype car that we looked at, that blue and white one, had a Buick on it. I want to say that's a 3.8 Buick, because I did hear the turbo and I was looking at the engine. It did look like a V8, so I would say that's a V6 3.8 liter turbo that you would find in like in a Grand National or something like that, because that car, that prototype, is around that era, so I'm pretty sure that's a 3.8. There's another Boxer. Let me go check it out. So I'm pretty sure that's a 3.8. There you go. Yeah, see, look. Yeah, that looks like a 3.8 to me. It has a V6. So that's pretty cool. You see pretty much a Grand National engine in a prototype car, which seems right for the period. As you can see the Grand National logo right here on the Buick. So I'm assuming that is a Grand National. A 3.8 liter V6 engine that you see in a Grand National, later in Trans Ams. But that's pretty cool. I was going to take you down this way, kind of end the video. They got this 962 started up. Crank motor in there. They kind of won't run out. I think they're the next class to go, but I'm not positive. Just walking you back through here. Some people didn't see them all before. Some of the 911s and a BMW. There you go, Phil. Check out the exhaust on this Lolo. Look at that whole thing right here. All stained together, looking all pretty.
Silence, not because I forgot what to say, it's because I forgot to put the microphone on.
There you go.
Really neat.
You like this, Phil? There's a 65 Corvette and a 69 Camaro. This is, I'm pretty sure both these cars are owned by Ray Evernham. I know Ray Evernham drives this one. I'm pretty sure his shop built this one as well. So. They do have Mazdas. They're in the other garage. They're in the yellow garage. I don't see any Mazda prototypes, but there are a couple RX-7s here, but they're not in this garage. And they do have a few Miatas as well. But no Mazdas in this section of the garage. All like BMWs and Fords and Lolas.
That if they just come to fit where their vantage point fits that.
Check this out. Alright, here's that Jaguar from earlier. It's an E-Type Jag. Here's what I was telling you before. Look at these carburetors. So you got like a 3 2-barrel carburetors here all lined up together here with a straight stick. Original drivetrain in these too. So you have 2 Lolas here. You had the earlier Lola, I forget the name of these, but there's a T6 and T70 right here, but I forget the name of this. This came before the T70, but I can't remember the name of these. These like dominated road racing in the late 60s, but I can't remember the name. But it is a Lola. And these also have, look at the stacks of these. Awesome. Exhaust, your basic gauge cluster with your the most important gauges of all. There's also your Lola. T70, probably the one that stands out the most because it has a kind of a period correct paint job on it as well. So, kind of clean it up, get it ready for the next outing, which should be in a few hours or so. That should be it. The other garage is across the fan zone here. It might be a little bit before I get over there. Let me, if you want to see some Mazdas, hang on. Let me see if those garages are open or not. I gotta walk through the fan zone to get to the yellow garages. So just if you want to see these, if you want to see some Mazdas, if you want to see some other stuff, hang on, I'll walk you through here. Of course, this is like the place to be during the 500. It's like usually wall-to-wall people. I know it was this year and years prior. Who knows what 2021 is going to bring, but this is usually wall-to-wall people in here for the Rolex and for the Daytona 500 Speed Weeks. So. And the Budweiser Bistro is still open for all your beverage needs. I'll take you on this side of the yellow garages. Will work our way around. I'll leave the good stuff for last. If you stay tuned, I'll give you the good stuff last. Give you something to look forward to. Now these are usually the cup garages during the Daytona Speed Weeks. Back when they used to have 43 cars in the pack. But let me show you what is in these garages right now, if they're open. Here's a 962 Wiens sponsored machine. Probably the nicest 962 around here compared to the other 962 that had in the other garage. Now they're filling it up full of fuel, getting ready to go out because I think that's their next group to go. Here's another Porsche Boxster as well. This is a nice car. This is a well done restored car. Let me move to the next, keep it going. Porsche Boxster. Now I remember this one. This is the Exxon Superflow Tiger Bengal 911. I remember this car at Sebring in Daytona. Growing up in the late 90s. Here's the hood off it right here. I'm sure you guys may remember this paint scheme. Very famous 911 right there. Here's our early 911, like from like the mid 60s. They currently got, if you can count here, there's 3 complete drivetrains back here. Just in case they blow up over the weekend, there's your full complete, you drop it out, roll it over to the side, drop another one in. So they're ready to race, especially if you got 3 engines ready to go. Let me show you these other Porsches down here. You can see the support vehicles, VW flat bus. These are awesome. These whole sides of the bus is fold down flat and put all what you want in there. Probably one of the best support vehicles you can have. There's a 911. I love this paint scheme on here. I'm getting a lot of Jeff Gordon vibes off this one. Love it. Very period correct paint scheme on this another Porsche. Very cool. Another Porsche as well. It's like the Porsche section. It's more of a current 911. No 911. I think it's the K2. K2 911. Now walking down here, here's a Lamborghini Gallardo. Along with a Ferrari. Very cool stuff. You see these in the Lamborghini series. I think that's what this is meant for. You can see the light bar in the front. LED light bar for at night. Here's a 356 Ferrari. No, 430. 430 Ferrari. Not bad. No, it's a 330. Here's a Z06. Yeah, Z06 Corvette. Well, let me take it to the other side. I'll finish this video off there. Let me go around this side. This is usually the inspection area for like the Rolex 24 and the Daytona 500. This whole area has like the lasers for the Daytona. They build this up for speed weeks. It's usually where the laser inspection area is. And the inspection area for the Rolex where they have like the lift that lifts the car up. They inspect it underneath it. So this is what it is when it's bare, nothing here. Let me, let's see if these are open down here. Now this cool, I don't see it out, but this shop over here has like a vintage Neil Bonnet Wood Brothers car. They had out on Thursday. It's really sweet. It's very period correct Wood Brothers from like early 90s, like 1991. I don't see it out unless it's in the garage or in the hauler. but it's pretty sick. Now you see these are all closed up. These are all prototype teams. This one actually has a trump card in this one. Let's see here. Here you go. These are like the Corvette prototypes that were running like 4 or 5 years ago in IMSA. Here's some more of the prototypes, like their the DP cars. Here's the Ford GT. They ran Le Mans in like 05, 06. There's another GT car as well. Another Porsche GT. There's a wheeling car. If you know IMSA, you know this car very well, as well as the Grand Am series. Even they had Eric Kerr in here, and they had another one of the drivers here that usually used to race this car a lot. From the Wheel Engineering days, I forget their name right now. Just move it down this way. There's another Shelby GT350, an actual Shelby GT350. Now, I know what you're looking at. I know you're not looking at this. This is a real Shelby Daytona. Pretty cool to see something like this.
Inside the cockpit of that double zero car.
It's pretty cool when you come to these events and you see vintage endurance cars like this with some history behind it. Very cool. Now, if you remember the Peugeot when they used to race endurance racing and dominate over Audi, they used to race some of these at like Le Mans and Sebring, and they were crazy. They're very dominating cars until one day Peugeot didn't want to endurance race anymore, and they pulled out during a testing session at Sebring. And you can see this guy is scuffing the tires, getting the excess rubber off the tires. You can see the tire particles right here. You can see the grooves in the tires where he's getting it flat, getting the excess rubber off. It's really cool. You can actually smell the heat and the burned rubber from where I'm at. I'm in the wind gust, so I can smell the burnt rubber from the area. Another prototype from the early 60s. Let me show you over here. There's coffee time for the breakfast area. Cooking out. It's a whole event here. Another prototype from the late 90s and early 2000s where they used to have open cockpit. A 4-power prototype. I don't know the name of this one. It does look familiar. Here's an actual E-Type Jag. Like the other one was a hardtop, this is a convertible. But this is actually somebody's car. It's not actually racing. I don't know if that guy's a guard or what, but don't want to test it. Here we are. This is the Tequila Patron car. They used to run the IMSA series until Tequila Patron pulled out like a couple years ago. Very dominating team back in the day with Pippo Durrani, Ryan Dial. Yeah. Even they got some of the drivers that are here that used to race this car back in the day, still here today. So yeah. Also remember Ayrton Senna's nephew drove this car as well. Back in Rolex 24 days. Now you got an IMSA, you got an art car, BMW art car. You got a regular one here. Here's another VW bus, support vehicle. Here's a very well-known M3 BMW. It's been made in video games. I think these won. This actually, not this one, but one similar. This actually won 24 Hours of Nürburgring. with Porsche said. There's also was very competitive in the Rolex 24 and Sebring. Very well-known race car and livery on this thing. Very cool. Here's a former prototype. I'm pretty sure this used to be a Chip Ganassi prototype. I can tell by the front end of it. This used to be like a Target or a Telemex prototype. It used to be like red or blue in the front, have red in the back. I'm sure drivers like Scott Dixon and Larson, Kimball, all have driven this car one or another. It looks very similar to a Chip Ganassi prototype within like the last 5 years before they switched over to the 4 GTs. Give you one last look at Daytona before I shut this thing off. If you stayed this far, you're awesome. I might save this video and post it on YouTube later, so hope you guys are having a good night. You guys should come out here for the either Rolex 24, Daytona 500, or for this race for the Classic 24. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Oh, my YouTube channel is KTrain27 87 Productions. So subscribe if you want to see more content like this. So I'll see you guys later.